Number 10. Haunted streets. After getting a notification on her phone, Reddit user Memento Mori 1031 checked the security camera just outside her house to see what might have triggered it. Little did she know that her camera had captured something that would leave her shocked into disbelief. The footage show what seems to be a pale apparition of someone wearing a wedding dress while wandering ominously through the night. Now, we've seen our fair share of home CCTV footage to recognize a spiderweb near the camera lens, and this is definitely not the case. But what do you think this Reddit user captured that night? Camera glitch, cheeky video editing shenanigans, or something far more sinister? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Number 9. Shadow Weirdo. TikToker Dom did live a relatively quiet life. That was until something seemed to make itself at home in his humble abode. He started to notice some subtly strange activity at first. Doors would be swinging and things would go topping off the shelves, seemingly by themselves. He cycled through every rational thought and theory, but everything seemed to scream paranormal activity in his head. And worse yet, he believed the supposed entity to be feeding off his fear. Engaging with the spirit using a positive approach was supposed to ease the tension within the house, but it only made the activity 10 times spookier. Take a look.
Hey guys, so I just got home from work, and I was reading through your comments. Of course I already got this happening. Got this door creaking, moving once again. Stop. I said stop. Kitty? Kitty? Stop. I said stop. What the hell? Open the door. Spirits, this is enough. I said stop.
Animals have always been rumored to be able to see the afterlife, and this kitty seemed to see red as well. But even after these weird cat versus ghost antics, he seems to keep his confidence up and continues communicating with whatever has joined him in his home.
Are you asleep? Stop. You need to leave. This is my home.
And like clockwork, whenever he goes to investigate,
You need to stop. This is my home.
there's nothing there.
Like always, nothing. Stop. Turn it off. I need to sleep. Thank you. Now leave. Turn it off.
But what was once just doors moving on command, or lights going on and off all night, soon turned into a living nightmare. And that's when he managed to capture this.
Speaking of life, I got this reading right here. I'm trying to focus on it, but it's kind of hard when you got this going on. Stop. Stop.
Who the hell was that? Sure, the way Dom slipped his camera to the ground as he got up was a little sus, since it left plenty of room there for a sneaky jump cut. The orbs though, very commonly associated with paranormal activity. But what do you think about all these creepy videos? Is Dom living with a shadow man? Or has he got the internet wrapped around his little finger? Number 8. Blast from the past. If you've been binging our scary compilations for a while now, you probably remember Magnus Madsen. He moved into his own house, hoping to leave his old life behind, but something from his childhood home seemed to follow him and make itself comfortable. Items moving on their own and floating orbs are pretty standard in the new house, and the activity became so common that he set up cameras everywhere to prove he wasn't going crazy. But since the last time we featured him, things have become even creepier. Take a look at this scary video he recently posted on his TikTok account.
My house is still haunted. After a long time, something finally happened. It really scared me this time.
Worried about the whole scenario he found himself in, he began recording his staircase as he could hear a strange knocking coming from that area every night. But after only 2 days of recording, he caught something that left him considering moving away. Imagine going to bed every night thinking that at any time your front door could open by itself. Would you stay? Let us know in the comments section, but perhaps it's time for Magnus to pack up and find somewhere else to live. That's the ghost's house now. Number 7. Frightful felines. If you're a cat owner, you know that sometimes your furry friend can slink off and seemingly vanish off the face of the earth. But surely that can't happen literally, right? Well, have a look at this and decide for yourself. That cat isn't just going for a stroll, it's visiting the shadow realm. A lot of these security camera videos do seem to show familiar types of footage, with figures slowly fading away on screen. But how could this security camera mess up that badly? Or where the hell did that cat disappear to? Let us know what you think. Number 6. Ghost room. When this guy moved into his new apartment, he probably should have checked the history, because if you move into a building erected in 1932, odds are it's haunted. At differing times of the day, a specific door gets hammered when nobody else is inside the apartment, but there's something sinister in that house.
Oh. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
As if the violent knocking wasn't enough, something is lifting the cross off the wall. And if you thought the banging was coming from somewhere else in the apartment complex, take a look at this.
So it seems to be wanting to happen now more in the afternoon, but just to prove that there's nothing there. Jesus Christ.
It only responds when the door is flung open, but every single time he checks, there's nothing there. Creepy, isn't it? Found a scary video you'd like us to feature? Send us the link on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at GoosePimplesYT. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to get a notification for all our new scary compilations. Number 5. Sinister Stitches. If you've ever lost a coworker, you'll know how heartbreaking and strange it can be. Someone you spent almost every day working next to is suddenly gone. But for the people working in this garment factory, their workmate may have passed, but she doesn't seem to be gone just yet. The factory manager began installing security cameras after they suffered a burglary, but the cameras began capturing the unexplainable instead. Boxes and mannequins would move on their own while the factory was empty, leaving the workers shaking at the thought of going back to work. they couldn't think of anything that could be causing it, until they saw this. At first glance, this is just a standard spooky clip, but an interview with the manager revealed something heartbreaking. A woman named Miss Tanaka worked at the factory for over 20 years and was well loved by all of the other workers. She passed away a few years back and was sorely missed. But almost as soon as she passed, the hauntings started happening, and the sewing machine that went off on its own was hers. Is this a message from Miss Tanaka? Or is somebody conducting some fancy camera work? What do you think? Let us know. Number 4. Dolly Daydream. What's a Goose Pimples scary compilation without a hearty dose of creepy doll videos? And this one is next level. One day, while cleaning out his garage, this guy found a Gwendolyn doll stuffed under a load of cardboard boxes. Now that's creepy as it is, but as soon as he put her inside the house, the lights started freaking out like crazy.
Stop! Remy! Remy? Hey, stop! Stop messing with the lights! Elijah!
At first, he thought it was just a bit of electric failure, but the activity didn't stop at that. Days went by, and strange things kept happening throughout the house while he was at work, and he managed to catch creepy moments like this on camera.
So I get off work and this is what I come home to. Which would be cool. But I'm alone and there's nobody here. Except maybe Digi, did you run the bath? Were you gonna take it? What the fuck? Digi?
After getting sick of the activity plaguing his life, he began to suspect the doll might be the root cause of it all. But when he told his audience that he might get rid of her, something terrifying happened. Take a look.
Sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but like the weird stuff started when I got her out, right? So like I think I just need to, put her back. Do I just get rid of her?
Looks like she isn't ready to leave anytime soon. How the hell did the wine glass shatter out of nowhere? According to him, the hand holding the doll was burning. But what do you think? Is his house really haunted? Or is he really good at pulling tricks? Let us know your thoughts. Number 3. Proper farewell. If nothing else convinces you to chuck that Ouija board down the drain, this scary video probably will. Back when he was a child, Brandon Castonin was laying in bed during a Halloween party his parents held. Obviously, the night wasn't complete without some drunken communication with the spirits, so the adults decided to conduct a Ouija session late at night. There was one problem though, they never closed the session. To close it, you need to move the planchetta to say goodbye, but it was cast aside instead while the party continued. Since that night, Brandon's father believes he opened a portal for something to latch onto him, but it looks like he wasn't the only one caught up in the mess. Brandon moved into his own house decades later, finally ready to live a life without fear. But it seems like something followed him. After multiple attempts to catch the activity on camera, he managed to record this.
cabrón. No manches. ¿Qué era eso? No. Ay, no manches.
Bet you missed it, didn't you? Look closely at the bottom right corner of the screen. Someone or something is hiding behind the wall. But when he goes to investigate, there's nobody there and nowhere for anyone to hide. The ghastly white complexion and what looks like long black hair is enough to send anyone running for their spare brown pants. Do you think his father's drunken mistake followed him into his new home? Or is this a clever bit of acting and editing? Let us know what you think in the comments. Number 2. Paranormal pots. You could probably say a trip to the dispensary could leave people seeing all sorts of things. That's what this guy thought while he was working his shift at a dispensary in Oregon. That was until he watched the CCTV footage back after his shift. That's no trick of the mind. But the thing that makes it even spookier is that the shop used to be used as a pharmacy years ago, meaning many sick and dying people set foot inside the building throughout history. So, if the history is pointing to a haunting, and the footage is pointing to a haunting, is there a chance it could be anything else? Let us know your thoughts on this one. Number 1. To and fro. While enjoying the sunshine one afternoon, this group of people noticed something really weird floating around in the house over the road.
It comes back the other way. Watch. It looks like somebody's peeking through that window, the one that's open. Oh.
See? Now recording?
Yes! Yes!
Look. Look. It's still running. Look, see that shit?
There's nobody in that house. There's nobody at all. Nobody. That
I
house.
didn't know they could be that visible though.
This shit can't be real.
What in the fresh hell was that? Thinking it must be their neighbor, one of them goes to check it out. But no one answers the door. Yet, that thing keeps speeding back and forth. Obviously, they try to rationalize it. Maybe it was one of the kids who was just running around, even though it looked like a tall figure. Or maybe someone was messing with the curtains because they didn't want to be seen. But when they called their neighbor to double check if they were okay, she said the house was completely empty that day, and she had no idea what they were talking about. So, if nobody was home, who was running to and fro? Either there's something really wrong with this woman's curtains, or there is an uninvited guest running laps through the house. Have you seen this scary compilation full of creepy stuff caught on camera yet? It's perfect for you to watch next. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly Spookfest. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.